November 26th, a message popped into my WeChat saying I passed my TEDx first round. I was excited. Until I read, please give a talk about the future of AI. I'm a comedian. What the heck? But okay, future of AI, so I turned to AI. Makes sense, yes? Type in a prompt that will instantly arouse all the HRs in this room. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Oof, I can already see some of you squirming in your seat. Say no more. Then I did the unthinkable. I copy-pasted my entire script to AI and asked it to repurpose my content. Sounds great? Absolutely. Except every time I saw the results, something just felt off. Drafts after draft, my speech was perfectly imperfect. I was stressed. So later, I convinced myself, you know what? Maybe the sixth draft was the best that I could get. Because, if you're not laughing, you need to learn more Chinese. Well, yanked back to my chair, feeling good. I look at the clock, surprised that only 15 minutes had passed. I was like, what? Even my shower takes longer. But this is where it hit me. What if this is the future of AI? Where people like me have become trained to believe that speed and productivity are the priority. Why bother doing anything for 15 minutes when you can do it for 1.5 minutes or 15 seconds? Why sit, think, and write when AI can produce better results? What I didn't know is that in doing so, I was scraping, even stripping away my individuality and creativity. Using our modern fast-paced world as an excuse, I have unwittingly fallen in love with finger-snappy results rather than individual, gradual progression over time. What I didn't know is that when everyone goes after the same idea of perfection no longer exists. Worse, now that the ceiling of success has become higher and higher, the pressure of failure has become heavier and heavier. And yet here we are wondering why we nowadays have become so educated, but so misguided. Connected, but disconnected. Progressed, but depressed. Which is why, if you really want to kickstart our discourse about the future of AI, I believe there's no other way than to start thinking it as a tool that enhances, a tool that needs us, that can balance speed with intention, efficiency with creativity, and imperfection with authenticity. So yeah, half of that was AI. But this is where we turn to comedy. The fact that comedy is just so foreign, it's literally like a lao wai to AI. Thank you for laughing. Might just be the perfect yin to our yang. Because look, I don't care how cool, mind-blowing, life-changing you think AI is. Go try, ask it to make you a joke. I did. Take a look. Well, would you look at that? Some of you cringed, some of you giggled, some of you were like, that's me. Some of you were like, that's my dad. But this is the beauty of comedy, how laughter is just so personal. Which is why we comedians say there's no such thing as the perfect script. There is, however, a superior script, one that has been tested to multiple audiences, during multiple occasions for multiple times. And so, to better understand this cross-border between comedy and AI, we must circle back to a comedian's ground zero, no matter aspiring or inspiring, which is the open mic. A place where comedians tell you their deepest, darkest, sometimes, damn, I don't want to know, stories while hoping you go ha ha ha. Which, as you can see from this picture, clearly I was not doing very well at. But really, this is judgment time. Because either the comedian will kill the room, big ha ha ha, or they will bomb the room. Like the other night when a man from the audience shouted at me, "You're not funny!" And I was like, you too. But if you're serious about comedy, you just have to swallow it. Because this is the drill, the holy grail. Hopping through bars, tweaking your script, performing again. Hopping through bars, tweaking your script, performing again. On and on for days, weeks, months, even years. Because it is only after such trial and error approach, drunk, customer-centric strategy, that you get closer to that Netflix special, TV shows, or whatever equivalent debut. Sounds challenging? Heck yeah. But as beautifully stated by the Chinese female comedian Liao Liao during one of her interviews, words can't explain how comedians drip blood and sweat just for that few seconds of laughter. And now this, to me, is special. Because this is proof that we humans are still capable of being patient, of really living that saying, process before results. Instead of, AI, please write me a joke that can impress my parents, my friends, my imaginary girlfriend, my dog. Please. Now. Successful comedies and comedians remind us that slow can be rewarding. Which led me to think, what if I can apply the same slow cook approach, one that I'd like to call a process-oriented approach to AI? You see, as an aspiring comedian myself, I know how dumb it is to ask AI to write your entire premise and punchline. That being said, sometimes my brain does need a spark. So from time to time, I will ask AI to show me some potential punchlines, puns, word rhymes, vocabularies, whatever that I can get help on, where I would then sit down, sift through the results, and cherry pick my choice. Even better, modify them to my own liking. So, with a similar mindset, I sought to do the same experiment. As I was preparing for this speech, I thought to myself, what if instead of writing, hey, write me a TED Talk script about comedy and AI, I changed the prompt. You are now my speech coach. You don't give me answers. Ask me questions. Challenge my understanding. Provide extensions to my argument. Remember what I said in the beginning? I wasn't lying when I said I had assistance from AI. I was stuck to complete this word while maintaining my sentences' parallelism and assonance, because yes, I am shallow and fancy like that. And here are the results. I'll give you a couple of seconds to take a look. These are dialogues, drills, that help me to sharpen and narrow down my topic. This is what our previous speaker Gabor was mentioning, when clarity meets company. Because after 1.5 hour interaction of me and this certain model of AI, it felt like I did have a friend who was writing with me instead of for me. Which I believe is the most important keyword as we are discussing about the future of AI. As we humans fear of that future Armageddon, AI take over, doomsday over humans. Because I believe that day begins when we humans give up on choosing. I want to retain my ability to choose instead of people out there, perhaps doctors, letting AI to take reign, dictate all medical treatments without ever considering human input. Or designers and marketers using AI as the artist instead of for inspiration and analysis. Lawmakers drafting policies completely based on AI, completely bypassing the long-standing moral values and knowledge systems of the citizens. I gotta be honest, I don't know the nitty-gritties of these industries. But what I do know is that just like a comedian couldn't and shouldn't use AI to write our jokes, we too should never depend on AI to spoon-feed us answers. Yes, we need constructive feedback, Socratic dialogues, insights, strategies, but choosing? It's on us. Because isn't choice what makes humans human? Now, a process-oriented approach to AI sounds like a delicious ice cream over a hot summer day. But in order for it to be equally palatable or effective, we must tackle, troubleshoot another deep-rooted problem. Normalizing failures. Failures is so common, so central, so embedded in the culture of comedy that again, no matter if you're an aspiring or inspiring comedian, you will inevitably bomb sooner or later. Dave Chappelle, for instance. Actually, clap your hands if you know Dave Chappelle. Okay. Super successful, but he was once booed off the stage because the audiences thought his jokes were half-baked. Matt Rife, maybe resonate with some female fans, joked about domestic violence, but was later flamed by more than half of his friends. Jo Koy, at the Golden Globe Award, roasted Taylor Swift, only to receive her sipping wine, not interested, and kind of offended face. I mean, it was bad blood. You know? These are comedians who have performed for years and have made close, if not more than millions of dollars. And yet this epiphany, this realization shouldn't be intimidating. It should be liberating. Because if these hotshots can survive and revive, how am I, a potato comedian, overdwell on some miserable couple of minutes, barely tens of people open mic? What? But interestingly, as I began to anticipate and normalize this feeling of, I suck, I felt relieved. Which apparently was the same conclusion reached by Dr. Michelle Krask during her study at the UCLA. Labeling our fear of failures silences its noisy grip on us. So nowadays, when I bomb, yes, I will suck it up. But I woke up the next day with feedback and optimism for a second chance. Now imagine if each and every one of us can have the same mentality in everything we do. Which is why normalizing failure is a mission for you, me, and the society. From schools electing to teach students how to speak, how to debate, not just some black and white ABC multiple choices. I usually just go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. From companies encouraging and empowering employees to take on calculated risks and innovations. from more TED Talks like this, where we can promote assumptions and discussions just as much as conclusions. In our world today of fast food results, comedy once again reminds us that it's not always about the fastest punchline or the perfect delivery. It's about that courage to stand on stage, risk bombing, and yet even then, we keep coming for more. So, Avengers, assemble. Let us give ourselves that permission to fail, to do more open mics for all walks of life. Now, what does this mean for the future of AI? Of course, we want it to be smarter, funnier, and yes, cuter, like certain prototype, not sassy like some other prototype. But most importantly, we need us, humans, to remain faithful to our journey, our messy but fun journey of creating, learning, and perfecting. All of us, we all want to be better, but don't we also want to be happy? So let us not risk losing our individuality and creativity for yet this another rat race towards all the same AI-generated results. Even the rats are like, yo, chill, I'm tired. Let us extinguish this burnout from always trying to achieve high or feeling low. It is January 18th. And another 15 minutes had passed. I'm excited. Again, at the thought, at the prospect that each and every one of us working together towards a future where AI is a tool that enhances, not a crutch that replaces. Because ladies and gentlemen, if we ever lose the grind, the failure, and yes, even the bombing, we might just lose the punchline of what it means to be human. So tell me, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Thank you.